most of the career websites. That is, hello, this is Venkatesh Panyam, the co-founder of Edgroom. Many students and parents have a question. When there are so many career websites, what is the need for another website? Or in what way Edgroom is different from other websites? Edgroom is a social platform where it provides all the information related to students' careers. Not only that, through a lot of tools, a student can get the personal information. For example, they can post all the doubts in a forum, and those questions will be answered by experts in their fields. They can read articles related to their careers, related to their courses, and lot of different articles can be found in these blogs. And another important tool is the advice, where they can get lot of information related to different career options. So they can browse all the information here, and they can get a lot of information about various careers. And another important one is EdAlerts, where we provide all the brief information about various exams. And all the notifications will be posted here on a regular basis. This website is different from most of the career websites. That is, this provides complete information, personalized information to the students based on their interests and based on their chosen career options. So this, whatever the information that they get is completely personalized. This you'll find nowhere. So, and one important point is all these services are completely free. Dear students, please register in this website, and you just fill all the details in the profile, and then you can download the app from Google Play Store to get all the personal information related to your career. And lot of discussion will happen through webinars. So in those webinars, students can talk to the speakers, they can ask the questions, and they can clarify all the doubts. So definitely, Edgroom is a boon to the students and parents, where you can get answers to all your queries, and definitely this website will help you to take better career decisions. Please register and make use of all the services at Edgroom. Thank you. Hello. In this, I'm going to explain one of the most unique feature of this website, that is AdBytes. Let's see what is inside AdBytes. In AdBytes, you find the content from different sources, which is very useful to the students. In this, we can see a content related to different courses, different exams, different careers, like this. For example, a student who is preparing for JEE Mains exam, if he simply enters JEE Mains, you see the results. All the articles related to JEE Mains you can see there. So you can see a lot of information about the JEE Mains exam, how to prepare, what are the important dates, what are the books related. So you can browse a lot of articles related to just JEE Mains exam. Let's see how you get the results on Google. Suppose in Google, if I simply type JEE Mains, look at the results here. Now you look at the results in Edbytes. Here, all the information is related to the students' interests. For example, if I just type NEET exam here, look at the content. So here, how to prepare for the NEET exam. Everything is related to only the NEET exam. All the content is NEET and options beyond MBBS. These articles will definitely help the students. The same way, if I type same NEET in Google, what happens you see? So here, if you look at the content that you are seeing in Google, is not as relevant as you are getting in Edbytes there. So here you require further search. But here in Edbytes, the content is more suitable. Suppose a student is preparing for law, he just type the word law, you'll get all the information related to law. So this is the main advantage for the students. So those who wish to see information related to their career, they can browse all that from this Edbytes. So it is a very, very useful tool for the students who want to take. Hi, in this I'm going to explain another important tool for the students and parents, that is Edblog. In Edblog, we see a curated content related to different topics. For example, this article, the Q&A with the expert in chemical engineering, written by a professor from Andhra University. So, in this blog, he explained everything about the chemical engineering. Why one should take chemical engineering? What is the advantages of chemical engineering? What are the job prospects? Which is the best call? Like this, Professor Chittubabu Garu explained everything about the chemical engineering. So like this, we have different articles. Let's see one more. And how to score best marks in chemistry, which was written by the senior most chemistry faculty, Anuradha Tenneti ma'am. In this, he answered the various doubts students generally have, like what are the important topics, what are the subjects you should study, other topics, the subtopic that one should study for getting better marks in chemistry. So we can have another senior faculty member, Dr. G.V. Sridhar. He wrote an article about the electronic and communication engineering. Then we have some articles exclusively for the details about the IITs, what are the available seats in IITs. So students can just click the link here. They can browse all the information here. The main advantage of this section is here you get all the comprehensive information about the 4 years BTech degrees at IITs. So we can just go through all the details of it. If a student want to know about a particular exam like BITSAT, so a blog was written. Here all the information related to BITSAT was given. The students can understand just by looking at the article. If they want to know exactly more information, they can just click this BITSAT admission website. They can go there. And even we have provided a comment section, so user can use their comment. So this is a very useful product that we developed at Edgroom to help the students and parents to take better career decisions. In this, I'm going to explain one of the important tools on this website, that is Edforum. In this Edforum, the student, the parent can pose the question, whatever question they have related to any course, a college, or a career. And those questions will be answered by people from different fields. Even some of the students who know the answers can post their answers. So it is a best platform where one can pose their questions, or even they can answer the questions that are existing. So you can see how to become artificial engineer, or is MS in artificial intelligence degree enough? What is the entry level salary in US? So this question was answered by scientists. That's not the wiki. So like this, questions will be answered by people who are expert in their fields. So please share your question in this set forum. Definitely questions will be answered very soon. Thank you. Hi. In this, I'm going to explain about an important tool related to exams, that is Ed Alerts. In this tool, we provided the brief information about the various exam notifications. If a student wishes to see the details of that particular exam, simply if you click on it, you'll see the brief details of that exam. For example, if you look at the JEE Advanced exam, so there we have written what is the exam date and what are the timings for each paper. And if they want to see more details about that exam, they simply click the link given below and they'll be directed to the official website. So like this, they can see the details about that every exam, and all the notifications will be posted here. So students can see the information related to that exam. And if they want more details about that exam, they simply click that link, web link, and it will be directed to their original website. There they can browse everything they want. So this tool is very useful to the students to know in nutshell about each exam notification. Thank you. Hello, hi, this is Venkatesh Pandyan, the co-founder of Edgroom. In this video, I'm going to explain briefly what is the advantage of registering on this website. First, you have to click the sign up button. There you need to fill up all the details like name, you can select the grade, you have to fill your mobile number, email address, password, you can set your password, all that. Once you register here, after registration, you can go to sign in button. In this sign in, you have to enter your email address, registered email address and your password. Then you just click login button. Once you log in, you will be directed to this My File page, where you need to fill up some more details in order to get the personalized experience on this website. All the notifications that you get on your mobile app will be based on this file. Even if you don't fill these points on this file, still you can see all the content in the website and nothing that can stop you. But the advantage of filling the profile is data will be personalized. All the content you can see depends on this profile that you fill. Here you can select the languages in which you want to see the content. You can choose either English or Telugu. You can choose both. Then you need to type the institute where you are studying, the board, and the class you are in, and the stream you are currently pursuing. and the interested based on your stream. Here, for example, when I click MPC, I got lot of streams. So I got engineering entrance exams. I can choose multiple. I'm interested in engineering, interested in engineering entrance exam. So only. Then based on these interest, you have some career options. So I just want to get the technology, mathematics and computing. You can select a number of areas related to, or I can say aeronautical engineering. So you can select all the career options related to your interest. Then simply update your profile. So now onwards, whatever you see, the content will be based on your interests. Let's see how it affects your advice. In advice, if you look at, since you have chosen MPC, all the results will be based on MPC only. Day means exam, get notifications, all that will be based on MPC only. Board exams, day advance, MSET, PVTY, all this content is relevant to MPC 3. Suppose in profile, if a student select MPC, let's see how it is going to change. Now I'll select IPC in the place of MPC. Then automatically interests will changes. So now I'm interested in, let's say, medicine. So I need to select some of the branches. So I want to do MBBS, or I can select some BSMS. Like that, I can select whatever the options I want to use. Just update. Now let's go to the same advice. Now see here, once you enter those IPC, I've entered in profile. So now look at this content I've changed. Here we got optometry, NEET exam. Now every content that you see in advice is based on your personal interests. So when I'm preparing for MPC, I'll get all the content related MPC. When I'm preparing for BIPC, I'll get all the content for BIPC. So in this way, every tool that you're going to witness, the data will be based on your personal interest. So this site completely works on the personalization. If you complete the file, then you can experience and you can see all the data related to your career.
Fail to find the right source to boost up our careers. Many of us fail to find the right source to boost up our careers. Edgroom is a perfect platform you're looking for.
Whatever the stream you want to pursue, it could be engineering, medical, arts, you will be guided to excel in your respective streams.
Edgroom is like online counseling for the students. This illuminates the students' mind in choosing the correct stream according to their skills. This makes them determined and clear about their future.
Many students can be that comfortable with the environment of examination hall. Even when I have given examinations, I couldn't handle the pressure. But in Edgroom, you will be guided on how to take papers with ease.
The problem with Indian education system is that we concentrate more on marks rather than whether we understand the concepts. To compete with other students all over India, we need to be more serious about knowing the concepts.
Edgroom is a social platform that helps you to reach your goals faster with proper learning techniques. It enables you to implement the theoretical information into practical knowledge. The educators at Edgroom just keep clarifying the doubts of the students, irrespective of what the time it is.
At Edgroom, Venkatesh sir is my favorite teacher. It is indeed a wonderful experience having Venkatesh sir as a teacher. He has that magic of attracting students with his lectures and messages of his life stories.
I studied from Venkatesh sir. He is an awesome teacher of physics. The quizzes he used to conduct and the unique way of teaching made physics an interesting subject throughout my intermediate.
I like the way he treats everyone equally, regardless of how you perform, and encourages the special talent in every individual.
He made us understand what life is. His constant efforts to teach something new and something different has never ended.
I'm grateful that I got the opportunity to learn with his guidance. So now it ever turn to grab it.
What should I choose after my 10th? They say PCM has more scope than PCB. Shall I go for it?
I like biology a lot. What if I couldn't make it in NEET after 12th? Could I able to face the pressure?
I want to be an IITN or NITN in future and I need good coaching for it. Where do I take my admission in?
Now that my MCET rank is decent enough, so which colleges should I choose for admissions in Vizag? Do I really want to do engineering or am I just going with the flow? Well, I've always wanted to prepare for civil exams. So what should I do now?
Is CSC really worth all the hype? What about ACA engineering? Should I do much research about it or stick to CSC? What if I don't get a job after taking up other branches? Questions like these have been haunting us for the past 2 years now. We never had a clarity as to what to choose or where to go. There always has been a doubt lurking in the corner of our minds.
But after using a platform like Edgroom, we have been able to gain some clarity regarding our decisions and choices. Experienced people in these fields have helped us to be firm with our decisions.
What is Edgroom? Edgroom is an online platform that clarifies all your doubts regarding your career choices and gives you valuable advice. It has an answer for every question of yours. Edgroom is not only confined to science streams but also other streams like arts, commerce, etc. And since it's an online platform, you can have an access to it anytime.
This platform is run by experienced people like Lisa, who has been a lecturer for 2 years in intermediate. He has given the right guidance and Venkatesh sir's way of approaching the students was unique and fair, and he has always been kind enough in clarifying the doubts. People like Venkatesh sir are many on Edgroom who are willing to help the students. They'll help you to dream big and achieve big. So without any delay, take up your chance and make the right choice.
I am Harshita.
And I'm Ramya.
We are here to state a fact that neither engineering nor MBBS are the only fields left after plus 2. We have a wide range of options to choose from and pursue.
And we are the live examples who have chosen different paths other than engineering.
We have completed our undergraduate in BSc Computer Science.
And we are currently pursuing our MBA in IGS Hyderabad.
You must be wondering how we have been so sure about our decisions.
After completing our plus 2, even we were stuck in a dilemma about choosing our decisions. Most of our classmates were so sure in choosing engineering. But we wanted to go into a different path, so we chose BSc.
But Edgroom gave us the assurance that taking a BSc is no less and we can still make an awesome future.
Right now, we are close to fulfilling our dreams. And if we look back, we don't have any regrets with our decisions. All thanks to Edgroom, especially Venkatesh sir in Edgroom, for guiding us in the right path.
So once again, let me repeat it for you. Engineering or medical are not the only fields left after 12th. You have a wide range of fields to venture in.
Choose whichever field you are interested in. And if you have any doubt, Edgroom is the right place for you to clarify all your doubts. We assure you.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Edgroom's webinar on the role of information in education and empowerment. I am Srinivas Akela, and I'm a mathematics teacher in a public school in the United States. It is my honor to conduct today's event. Today is September 5th, the birthday of Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, celebrated as Teachers' Day. A happy Teachers' Day to all the teachers who have tirelessly helped the student community to excel. Dr. Radhakrishnan said, the end product of education should be to have a free, creative man. This is so true. And in order to achieve this creativity, the role of information is so critical. With this in mind, Edgroom is organizing this event with some eminent speakers that are lined up to share their thoughts. So let us explore our horizons and get inspired. Before we get started, let us invite Kumari Krishnapriya, a first-year BTech student and a classical singer, to get us started with a prayer song. So Krishnapriya, at this time, with a prayer song.
गजाननयुतं गणेश्वरं गजाननयुतं गणेश्वरं गजाननयुतं गणेश्वरं भजामि सततं ईश्वरं श्रीगजाननयुतं गणेश्वरं भजामि सततं सुरेश्वरं गजाननयुतं गणेश्वरम् अजेन्द्र पूजित विघ्नेश्वरम् अजेन्द्र पूजित विघ्नेश्वरम् अजेन्द्र पूजित विघ्नेश्वरम् गणाधिसन्नुत पदपद्मकरम् अजेन्द्र पूजित विघ्नेश्वरम् गणाधिसन्नुत पद्मकरं कुञ्जरभञ्जनचतुरतरकरं पुरुगुहाग्रजं प्रणवाकारं कुञ्जरभञ्जन चतुरतरकरं पुरुगुहाग्रजं प्रणवाकारं गजाननयूतं गणेश्वरम् भजामि सततं सुरेश्वरं श्री गजाननयूतं गणेश्वरम्. Thank you.
Thank you, Krishna Priya, for such a beautiful rendering, and I think that was a perfect start for the event today. We had overwhelming response for the event, and Edgroom would like to thank each and everyone for your participation. Also, meeting attendees, if you have something to share during the event, you can do this in a couple of different ways. If you're using the StreamYard platform, please use the private chat to share your thoughts and comments. And if you are watching this on YouTube or on Facebook Live, please post your comments so that the organizers will get to those questions and will make sure that they're displayed while the event is going on. So please use this opportunity. Right. Coming to the new buzzword in town, which is Edgroom. What is Edgroom and who is behind this? This is the effort of a man's dream who continues to serve the student community as an educator, a motivational speaker, and a career guide. Mr. Venkatesh Panyam, the co-founder of Edgroom, is a physics lecturer and has been doing this for the past 20 years. He is popularly known as the physics dude. So at this time, let me invite Mr. Venkatesh Panyam, and let's hear from him to see what inspired him to take such a great initiative. So let's welcome Mr. Venkatesh Panyam at this time.
Good evening, Srinivas. Thanks for your introduction. May I add up? Srinivas, can you hear me?
Yes, you can go ahead, Venkatesh. You're all set.
Yeah, thank you. So, good evening, all. My name is Venkatesh Panyam. సో చాలా మందికి ఉన్న క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే అసలు ఏంటి ఎడ్రూమ్ వల్ల యూజ్ ఏంటి, ఎందుకు స్టార్ట్ చేశారు? సో బిఫోర్ ఐ స్టార్ట్ దట్, సో టుడే ఇస్ ఎ టీచర్స్ డే. హ్యాపీ టీచర్స్ డే టు ఆల్ మై లవ్లీ టీచర్స్ అండ్ ద టీచర్స్ హు ఆర్ watching this webinar. I am teaching physics from last 21 years. Before that, అసలు నేను ఫిజిక్స్ చేయడానికి కారణం ఏంటి, అసలు ఎడ్రూమ్ ఎందుకు స్టార్ట్ చేశామని చెప్పడానికి ఒక బ్యాక్డ్రాప్ స్టోరీ మీకు అందరు చెప్పాలి. సో నేను గ్రాడ్యుయేషన్ చేసిన తర్వాత నేను ఎంసీఏ చేద్దామని చెప్పి చాలా ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యాను. నాకు చాలా మంచి ర్యాంక్ కూడా వచ్చింది. కానీ మా ఫ్యామిలీలో ఉన్న ఫైనాన్షియల్ కన్స్ట్రైన్స్ వల్ల అప్పుడు నేను ఎంసీఏ చేయలేకపోయాను. ఒకవేళ ఎంసీఏ చేయలేకపోతే కనీసం ఎంఎస్సి కెమిస్ట్రీ చేద్దామని చెప్పి అనుకున్నాను. కానీ నాకు ఎంఎస్సి కెమిస్ట్రీలో మంచి ర్యాంక్ రాలేదు. సరే, నాకేమో ఎంఎస్సి ఫిజిక్స్లో ర్యాంక్ వచ్చింది, నాకు ఫిజిక్స్ అంటే ఇంట్రెస్ట్ లేదు. సో అప్పుడు మా బ్రదర్స్ ఏం చెప్పారంటే, ఫిజిక్స్ చాలా మంచి సబ్జెక్ట్, ఫిజిక్స్ చాలా డిమాండ్ ఉంటుంది, సో ఫిజిక్స్ జాయిన్ అవుతే ఇంకా చాలా ఫ్యూచర్ ఉంటుందని చెప్పి నన్ను తీసుకెళ్లి ఆంధ్ర యూనివర్సిటీలో ఎంఎస్సి ఫిజిక్స్ ప్యూర్ ఫిజిక్స్గా జాయిన్ చేశారు. కానీ నాకు ఫిజిక్స్ అంటే పెద్దగా ఇంట్రెస్ట్ లేదు. సో నేను క్లాసెస్ ఎక్కువ అటెండ్ అయ్యేవని కాదు. సో అందువలన నేను ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్ ఫిజిక్స్ ఎగ్జామ్లో ఫెయిల్ అయిపోయాను. దట్ ఈస్ ద ఫస్ట్ టైం ఇన్ మై లైఫ్ ఐ ఫెయిల్డ్ ఇన్ ఎగ్జామ్. మా లేట్ బ్రదర్ జైరామ్ సో నన్ను పిలిచి కౌన్సిల్ చేశాడు. నువ్వు ఇలా ఫిజిక్స్ ఎగ్జామ్ ఫెయిల్ అయిపోయావు, ఇంట్రెస్ట్ లేదంటున్నావు, కాబట్టి మరి ఏం చేస్తావు? ఏ ఎగ్జామ్ నువ్వు ఇలాగా ఇష్టం లేదని చెప్పేసి దాన్ని వదిలిపెట్టడం వల్ల నీకు యూజ్ ఉండదు. సో అతను కూడా ఇంగ్లీష్ లెక్చర్ కాలేజీలో, ఆయన తెలుసు ఫిజిక్స్ టీచర్ వాల్యూ ఎంత ఉంటుందో, ఫిజిక్స్ సబ్జెక్ట్ ఎంత ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఉంటుందో.
సో ఆయన చెప్పి నాకు ఏం చెప్పారంటే, లేదరా ఫిజిక్స్ కష్టపడి చదివితే ఉపయోగం ఉంటుంది అనే కొద్దిగా నా మనసు మార్చి మొత్తం మీద నేను ఎంఎస్సి కంప్లీట్ చేశాను. దెన్ ద రెస్ట్ ఈజ్ హిస్టరీ. ఐఎమ్ టీచింగ్ ఫిజిక్స్ ఫ్రమ్ లాస్ట్ 21 years. See, remember, I'm failed in physics. ఇది చాలా మంది పిల్లలకి నేను చూశాను. ఎప్పుడైతే మనకు నచ్చని కోర్స్ తీసుకుంటామో, ఒక నచ్చని కెరీర్ ఎంచుకుంటామో, ప్రతిరోజు కూడా బాధగా ఉంటుంది. ఇది చాలా మంది నా ఈ 20 years ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ లో బోల్ మంది పిల్లలు నేను చూశాను. బలవంతంగా వాళ్ళ పేరెంట్స్ కోసం అలాంటి వాళ్ళ రిలేటివ్స్ బాధపడతారనో చాలా కారణాల చేత నచ్చిన కోర్స్ తీసుకొని బాధపడుతూ ఉంటారు. ఇలాంటి సిచ్యువేషన్ ఎవరికి రాకూడదు. సరైన గైడెన్స్ నాలాగా అందరికీ గైడ్ చేసే బ్రదర్స్ ఉండకపోవచ్చు. ఐఎమ్ రియలీ ఫార్చునేట్ టు హ్యావ్ వండర్ఫుల్ బ్రదర్స్. నిజంగా వాళ్ళ వల్ల ఈ రోజు ఇలా ఉన్నా అంటే కారణం, దానికి వాళ్ళే కారణం. మా బ్రదర్స్ ఇద్దరు నన్ను చక్కగా గైడ్ చేశారు చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి కూడా. సో అందరికీ ప్రతి ఇంట్లో నాలాగా ఎల్డర్ బ్రదర్స్ ఉండకపోవచ్చు. సో దెన్ ఐ థాట్ ఒకలాంటి ప్లాట్ఫామ్ ఉంటే అందరికి ఉపయోగపడుతుంది. ఆ ఉద్దేశంతో దీన్ని నేను చాలా రోజుల నుంచి కాలేజీలో పిల్లలకి ఎప్పుడు ఈ కౌన్సిలింగ్ అవి చేస్తూ ఉంటాం. కానీ యాక్చువల్గా చెప్పాలంటే దీనికి మా ఫ్రెండ్ శ్రీనివాస్ నాకు చాలాసార్లు చెప్పాడు, వై డోంట్ యు మేక్ ఇట్ అ ప్లాట్ఫామ్, అందరికి ఉపయోగపడుతుంది, ఇలా ఇండివిజువల్ చేయడం కంటే ఒక ప్లాట్ఫామ్ ఉంటే ఉపయోగపడుతుంది చెప్పి నాకు చాలాసార్లు మా ఫ్రెండ్ సజెస్ట్ చేశాడు. అండ్ దట్ మే బి ద రీజన్, అండ్ దట్ ఈస్ ద వన్ రీజన్ వై ఐ స్టార్టెడ్ దిస్ ఎడ్గ్రూమ్. దెన్ దీనికి విశ్వనాథ్ మాన్యుల్ డబ్బాయి, సో టెక్నికాలజీ అంతా కూడా చాలా సపోర్ట్ చేశారు నాకు. అండ్ ఆ డ్రీమ్ అంతా కూడా తీసుకెళ్ళడానికి ఇండైరెక్ట్లీ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో వన్ ఆఫ్ ద రీజన్. సో చాలా మంది పిల్లలకి నచ్చిన కోర్సు చదువుకుంటూ బాధపడడం ఇలా ఏం యూజ్ ఉండదు. దానికి మనం ఈ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ ద్వారా వీ వాంట్ గివ్ కరెక్ట్ గైడెన్స్ త్రూ ఎక్స్పర్ట్స్. సో దానికి ఎడ్గ్రూమ్ లో మేము కొన్ని టూల్స్ తయారు చేసాం. లెట్ మీ జస్ట్ షేర్ యూ దోస్ టూల్స్. So can you see the screen, Srinivas? Is it visible?
No, I don't think we can see the screen.
This one? I think, let me share. Wait a minute, I need to present the screen. Okay. I'll share my screen. Can you see it now, Srinivas?
Yes, perfect. You can go.
Yes. Yeah, so these are, we call them as ed tools. And there are 4 tools we developed as of now. The first one we call it as Ed Forum. This is a place where students or parents can post their questions related to their career. ఎలాంటి డౌట్ ఉన్నా కూడా చక్కగా ఇక్కడ పోస్ట్ చేయొచ్చండి. అలాగే ఈ సెక్షన్ లో ఉండే క్వశ్చన్స్ ని ఎవరైనా ఆన్సర్ చేయొచ్చు. మేబీ స్టూడెంట్స్ అయి ఉండొచ్చు, టీచర్స్ అయి ఉండొచ్చు, పేరెంట్స్ అయి ఉండొచ్చు, ఎవరైనా కూడా ఈ ఫోరం లో క్వశ్చన్స్ ఆన్సర్ చేయొచ్చు. ద నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఇస్ ఎడ్ బ్లాగ్ అనేది పెట్టాం. ఈ ఎడ్ బ్లాగ్ లో రకరకాలైనటువంటి బ్లాగ్ ఆర్టికల్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఈ ఆర్టికల్స్ అన్ని కూడా చాలా మంది ఎక్స్పర్ట్స్ రాసిన ఆర్టికల్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఇవన్నీ కూడా క్యూరేటెడ్ కంటెంట్, అంటే వాళ్ళకి కావాల్సిన విధంగా ఈ ఆర్టికల్స్ అన్ని కూడా మేము తయారు చేసాం. సో ఇది చాలా యూస్ఫుల్ గా ఉంటాయి ఆర్టికల్స్ అన్ని కూడా. అలాగే మనకు ఈ ఎడ్ బైట్స్ అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. దీంట్లో వేరియస్ సోర్సెస్ నుంచి మేము కంటెంట్ ఇక్కడ చూపిస్తాం. ఇక్కడ వాళ్ళకి కావాల్సిన కెరీర్ సంబంధించినటువంటి ఆర్టికల్స్ అన్ని కూడా జస్ట్ బై ఎంటరింగ్ వర్డ్ ఇన్ దిస్ సర్చ్ బాక్స్ దే కెన్ గెట్. అండ్ వీ కెన్ సీ ద కంపారిజన్ బిట్వీన్ గూగుల్ అండ్ ఇక్కడ రెండు కంపేర్ చేసుకుంటే మనకి ఏం కావాలో దానికి సంబంధించిన ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇక్కడ కనిపిస్తుంది. అండ్ ఇండీడ్ దిస్ ఇస్ అ వెరీ గుడ్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ Edgroom where students can get information related to their career. వాళ్ళకి కావాల్సిన కెరీర్ చాలా క్రిస్ప్గా ఇక్కడ కనిపిస్తుంది. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఎడ్ అలర్ట్స్. దీంట్లో ప్రతి ఎగ్జామ్ నోటిఫికేషన్ గురించి బ్రీఫ్ డీటెయిల్స్ ఉంటాయి. అండ్ ఈ డీటెయిల్స్ అన్ని కూడా చూసుకొని వాళ్ళు కావాల్సిన ఇంకా డీటెయిల్ కావాలంటే దే కెన్ గో టు ద అఫీషియల్ వెబ్సైట్. సో ఎడ్ అలర్ట్స్ అనేది ఇట్స్ అ ప్లేస్ వేర్ స్టూడెంట్స్ కెన్ గెట్ ఆల్ ది ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ దే వాంట్. So like this, we have various tools developed at Edgroom, and definitely I hope students and parents will utilize this webinar, this website. And remember, it is completely free. We are providing all the services for the parents and students completely for free. So I hope very soon many parents and students will be part of it. And దీనికి చాలా మంది హెల్ప్ చేస్తున్నారు. And definitely I'll expect the same help in the future also. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Venkatesh. Thanks for that. And that's a very inspiring story. And thanks for sharing your story with everyone. And I'm pretty sure the platform will help each and everyone, and a lot of kids will benefit from your platform. You know, they say the famous historian, Mr. Henry Brooke Adams, said that teachers affect eternity, and no one can tell where that influence stops. So this is a continuous process, and you might touch the lives of a few people today. You may never know how that can transform even at a later stage. So that's why teachers play a very important role. And I'm so glad we're doing this event today on September 5th. So as we get into the agenda for today, we have some eminent speakers lined up. If just to present, we have Mr. K.V. Ramana Garu, Dr. Umadhar Patnaik Garu, Professor Nageswara Garu, and our chief guest of the day, Mr. Lakshmi Narayan Garu. So all these speakers have lined up, and I'm sure each and everyone will benefit from what they have to say, and you'll benefit from hearing to them. So let's get started. Our first speaker for the day is Mr. Kolli Venkatramana Garu. He is the AGM of Sri Chaitanya Junior Colleges in Visakhapatnam, Vizianagaram, and Srikakulam. He has a master's degree in physical education, and he joined Sri Chaitanya institutions in 1996. Ramana Garu participated in several charitable events, and in 2017 he founded Sri Sai Bhargav Memorial Trust in fond memory of his late son. Through this trust, he conducts medical camps, blood drives, and many other social service programs. Today, Ramana Garu is here to speak on the role of career guidance. So at this time, let's welcome Sri Ramana Garu.
Pleasant good all of you. First of all, Venkatesh Garu and the team, I appreciate you and your team. It is a very good idea and a great idea. ప్రజెంట్ సిచ్యువేషన్స్లో ఇందాక ఎట్లయితే వెంకటేష్ గారు షేర్ చేసుకున్నారో మేము కూడా ఒక మంచి ఇవాళ ఈ స్టేజ్లో ఉన్నాను అంటే ఒక మంచి గైడెన్స్ ఉండటం వల్లనే ఈ పొజిషన్లో ఉండగలిగానండి. 80s చదువుకుంటున్నప్పుడు 80sలోనే మమ్మల్ని హైదరాబాద్ తీసుకువెళ్ళి అక్కడ వెల్గా సెటిల్ అయిన మా అంకుల్ని మాకు చూపించి గైడెన్స్ ఇచ్చారు మా మదర్. ఇన్ దట్ కేస్ నేను ఇవాళ మీ అందరి ముందు ఇలా ఉండగలిగాను. ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ కాబట్టి ఇవాళ ఈ టీచర్స్ డే సందర్భంగా నేను మా మదర్కి ఫాదర్కి నాకు మొదటి గురువులుగా వాళ్ళకి నా పాదాభివందనాలు తెలియజేసుకుంటున్నాను. అట్లాగే నన్ను ఈ పొజిషన్లో రావడానికి కారణమైన నాకు ఎవరైతే స్కూల్ లెవెల్ కాలేజీ లెవెల్లో టీచ్ చేశారో మా టీచర్స్ అందరికీ కూడా ఒకసారి హ్యాపీ టీచర్స్ డే ఈ సభాముఖంగా తెలియచేసుకుంటున్నాను. అట్లాగే ఇక్కడ పెద్దలు లక్ష్మీనారాయణ గారు, ఉమాధర్ పట్నాయక్ గారు, అట్లాగే మన ప్రొఫెసర్ నాగేశ్వరరావు గారు, వెంకటేష్ గారు, మీ అందరికీ కూడా ఈ సందర్భంగా హ్యాపీ టీచర్స్ డే. డెఫినెట్గా ఈ కెరియర్ గైడెన్స్ అనేది చాలా చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ అండి. చాలామందికి టాలెంట్ ఉంటుంది, బట్ ఆ టాలెంట్కి అనుగుణంగా రైట్ టైంలో రైట్ డైరెక్షన్లో ఒక గైడెన్స్ ఇవ్వటం అనేది చాలా చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ అండి. దానిని వెంకటేష్ గారు అండ్ టీమ్ ఎడ్గ్రూమ్ అనే ఒక ప్లాట్ఫారం ద్వారా ఈ స్టూడెంట్స్కి అందరికీ అందుబాటులోకి తీసుకురావటం అనేది చాలా గుడ్ ఐడియా అండి. అట్లాగే ఇక్కడ ఇప్పుడు ఎవరైతే మన మిత్రులు లెక్చరర్స్, నా సహా లెక్చరర్స్ అందరూ కూడా లైవ్లో ఉన్నారు. వాళ్ళందరికీ కూడా హ్యాపీ టీచర్స్ డే. తప్పకుండా ఇక్కడ స్టూడెంట్ని పేరెంట్కి నేను ఇచ్చే సలహా ఒకటే సార్, వాళ్ళకి ఏది ఇష్టమైతే ఆ గ్రూప్లో వాళ్ళని ఎంకరేజ్ చేయండి. ఓన్లీ ఇంజనీరింగే తీసుకో, ఎంపీసీఏ తీసుకో, లేకపోతే ఓన్లీ బైపీసీ తీసుకో అనే ఒక పర్టికులర్గా డ్రైవ్ చేయకుండా వాళ్ళకి ఏది ఇష్టమైతే అది. స్పోర్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయి, లా చేయొచ్చు, సిఏ చేయొచ్చు, ఐసీడబ్ల్యూ చేయొచ్చు, ఐఏఎస్, ఐపీఎస్, ఇలా పోలీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంటు, టీచింగ్, పాలిటిక్స్లోకి వెళ్ళచ్చు, డ్యాన్స్, సింగింగ్, ఇలా వాట్ ఎవర్. పిల్లలకి ఏది ఇంట్రెస్ట్ అయితే దానిని పిల్లలు చూజ్ చేసుకోవాలి. పేరెంట్స్ కూడా దానిని ఎంకరేజ్ చేస్తా, వాళ్ళకి ఏది ఇష్టమో దాన్ని మనం ఎంకరేజ్ చేస్తా, లైఫ్లో దాంట్లో బెటర్గా వాళ్ళు సెటిల్ అయ్యేటట్టుగా చూడటం అనేది డెఫినెట్గా పేరెంట్స్గా మన బాధ్యత. అట్లాగే మన లెక్చరర్ మిత్రులందరూ ఉన్నారు, మనకి కూడా ఇది ఒక గోల్డెన్ ఆపర్చునిటీ. కొన్ని వందల వేల మంది స్టూడెంట్స్ మనకి రెగ్యులర్గా క్లాస్ రూమ్స్లో అందుబాటులో ఉంటారు. కాబట్టి మనం కూడా వాళ్ళ పిల్లలని మనం క్లాస్ టీచ్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు, అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ చూస్తున్నప్పుడు పిల్లల్లో కనుక దేంట్లో ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉండి దేంట్లో వాళ్ళు టాలెంటెడ్గా ఫీల్ అవుతారు, వాటిల్లో మనం వాళ్ళని ఎంకరేజ్ చేయటం వలన డెఫినెట్గా ఈ సొసైటీకి ఒక మంచి జరుగుతుంది సార్. నవే డేస్ మనం చూస్తున్నాం, చాలామంది బాగా చదువుకుంటున్నారు కానీ బట్ మంచి హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్గా ఉండలేదు, లేదా మంచి ఇండియన్ సిటిజన్గా ఉండలేకపోతున్నారు, లేదా ఒక మంచి బ్రదర్ గాను, ఒక మంచి సిస్టర్ గాను, లేదా ఒక మంచి సన్ గాను, ఒక మంచి డాటర్ గాను, లేదా ఒక మంచి సన్ ఇన్లా ఆర్ ఒక మంచి డాటర్ ఇన్లా, అలా కూడా పిల్లల్ని మనం గైడ్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం చాలా ఉంది సార్. కాబట్టి మనం డెఫినెట్గా ఇంకొక జనరేషన్ని మనకి ఇండియాకి, సొసైటీకి, ఈ ప్రపంచానికి కావాల్సిన జనరేషన్ కూడా మనం అందించాల్సిన అవసరం ఉంది. అట్లాగే ఇంకొక మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్స్ స్టూడెంట్స్, పేరెంట్స్కి, మన టీచర్స్ అందరికీ నా రిక్వెస్ట్, డెఫినెట్గా వీళ్ళ ద్వారా మనం ఒక పాజిటివ్ థింకింగ్, పాజిటివ్ యాటిట్యూడ్ కూడా మనం పిల్లల్లో డెవలప్ చేయాలి. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం వాళ్ళల్లో లీడర్షిప్ క్వాలిటీస్, అట్లాగే ఇప్పుడు సొసైటీకి చాలా నీడ్ ఉన్నటువంటిది ఈ నేచర్ని కాపాడటం, వాటర్ సేవింగ్ ఎట్సెట్రా, ఇలాంటివన్నీ కూడా మనం ఈ పిల్లలకి నేర్పగలిగితే, వాళ్ళకి కెరియర్లో గైడ్ చేయగలిగితే చాలా బాగుంటుందండి. ఫ్యూచర్లో చాలా అవసరం అది. చదువు ఒకటే ముఖ్యం కాదు, లేకపోతే చదువు మాత్రమే ఒక మార్కులు ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేసే యంత్రంగా మనం పిల్లల్ని తయారు చేసే పరిస్థితుల్లో కన్నా డెఫినెట్గా వాళ్ళని ఒక మంచి హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్గా, సొసైటీకి ఉపయోగపడేటట్టుగా, ప్రపంచానికి ఉపయోగపడేటట్టుగా మనం తయారు చేయటం కూడా చాలా అవసరం. ఆ టైప్ ఆఫ్ గైడెన్స్ కూడా మనందరి నుంచి పిల్లలకు అందుతుంది, ఇంకా బాగా అందాలని కోరుకుంటున్నాను. అట్లాగే వన్స్ అగైన్ మళ్ళీ ఎడ్గ్రూమ్ టీమ్కి, వెంకటేష్ గారు అండ్ టీంకి చాలా చక్కటి ఆలోచన అండి ఇది. ఎందుకంటే పాత రోజుల్లో ఇప్పుడు ఎవరైతే ఇక్కడ ఉన్న చీఫ్ గెస్ట్స్ కానీ, లేకపోతే ఇప్పుడు ఎవరైతే టీచ్ చేస్తున్నామో మనందరికీ అంత చక్కటి గైడెన్స్ అయితే ఆ టైముల్లో బాగా అందలేదని నేను అనుకుంటున్నాను. టాలెంట్ ఉండటం వేరు సార్, ఆ టాలెంట్కి రైట్ టైంలో రైట్ గైడెన్స్ ఉండటం వేరు. అది డెఫినెట్గా ఇప్పుడున్న జనరేషన్ ఈ స్టూడెంట్స్కి డెఫినెట్గా అది ఎడ్గ్రూమ్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ అనేది ఒక మంచి ప్లేస్ అవుతుందని నేను భావిస్తున్నాను. థ్యాంక్ యూ శ్రీనివాస్ గారు, థ్యాంక్ యూ వెంకటేష్ గారు, గివింగ్ దిస్ ఆపర్చునిటీ. థ్యాంక్ యూ ఆల్.
Thank you so much, Raman Garu, for such an inspiring words. I'm pretty sure whatever you said is taken very well, and you're right. Everyone needs proper guidance, and when that proper guidance is given at the right time, I think we can change the lives of people. The biggest purpose of education is that they live happily and they become responsible citizens of the society. So like you said, we can do that, we can achieve it by guiding them to be more responsible. So thank you so much, Ramana garu. And as we move on, at this time, we would like to invite our second speaker for the day, and that would be Dr. Umadar Patnaik garu. Dr.
Hi, hello.
Patnaik garu.
Go ahead.
Dr. Patnaik Garu is the MD of Ascent Classes in Visakhapatnam, and I'm very honored to meet him today in this platform because I've worked with him for a few years, and after that I moved to the United States. So Dr. Patnaik Garu is an educator and he's loved by his students, and I've seen this while working with him. Dr. Patnaik Garu has a PhD in differential geometry from the University of Toledo, Ohio, United States. He worked as a teaching assistant at the University of Toledo from 1983 to 1992, after which he moved to India and started his career as a mathematics lecturer in Gangadhar Institute. Since then, he has dedicated his life to make a difference in the young minds. Dr. Patnaik Garu will address on the topic Information for Better Career. So at this time, let's invite and hear from Dr. Patnaik Garu.
Thank you, Srinivas. Can you hear me well? Can you hear me well?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening. First of all, let me thank Mr. Srinivas as well as Venkatesh to have invited me to speak here. Sri Ramana Garu, I mean, is a great man, and the next then Nageswara Garu, the ex-vice chancellor, and Lakshmi Narayana Garu. It's so wonderful to see them all here, and it is a great venture that Mr. Venkatesh has started to give a web portal where students can acquire the requisite information about the kind of courses they wish to plan for. It's a wonderful initiative. It's very great if one can plan to see that their professional activities match with the interest that they have. It's not an easy task. Okay, choosing a subject that is going to suit his or her interest, the passion, that'll be a good start. And of course, even if you don't get exactly the kind of course that you want, there are that's not the end of the world, because there are abundant opportunities, varieties of opportunities in every field of study you take. Even if you take mathematics, there will be something for you. Or you take physics, there is something for you that suits the exact interest that you have. What is needed here is that students should have an opportunity to know what are all the avenues. What are when you are beginning, you don't know what comes to you at the end of the course. So to have a web portal which actually gives you an opportunity to interact with people with knowledge, people who have some idea about what is coming out of as an outcome from this particular course. If you can ask them, those experts can tell you what it is, then you can make your judgment on the basis of that. That is very good. As Ramana Garu has just said, we have a slew of courses, a variety of courses are available. Most of us are going to engineering and technology, but there are humanities and liberal arts, business and management, social sciences, politics. Okay, maybe I'm overlapping. Liberal arts might include that, but okay, social sciences, polity, law, planning, medicine, architecture, design. These days we have in our country some institutions for planetary sciences, for space sciences. I think India has the unique privilege of having had an institution which caters to training technology in space sciences. We need to know how to get into these institutions, and we need to know what kind of programs there are. That's one aspect. Okay, so internet actually plays a big role, and such web portals as Edgroom are going to play a big role. In addition to this, you might want to supplement your learning in the classroom with something additional. It's very, very important. You don't just study your math, physics, chemistry, or maybe mechanical engineering, but you need also to see at the same time what are other areas and avenues into which your expertise in mechanical engineering or your expertise in mathematics or physics or whatever would actually contribute to. That is very, very important. I'll tell you what. For example, many Indian organizations do hold enough programs for graduate and undergraduate students. For example, the Astrophysics Center at Pune will conduct courses for people to participate in astronomy program. Indeed, very recently, International Astronomical Search Collaboration is an organization which held a program for nearly 150 students across the country. You know what? In about 2 months program of their search, they were able to find about 19 near-Earth asteroids, and I think some of the children will be their names will be used for some of these asteroids, and that's a great thing. What happens is technology has gone up, the instruments have become sophisticated, so sophisticated they are just churning out data, enormous amount of data, which is beyond the time and space available for the very few scientists. So when this data comes, it takes a long time for the scientists to really review that data. So what the institutions are doing is somehow that data is processed for the consumption of an ordinary person. So anybody can access their data. They will be given training, and they can contribute in search of whatever these objects they want or whatever particular events you want. They can search on the from the data and alert the scientists, and that way you can get into that. Get into the action, right? Even our NBHM, because I come from mathematics, I'm so fond of it. National Board for Higher Mathematics conducts a whole lot of workshops, and actually it allows students, undergraduate students, to come and interact with experts in the area, people who have the first-hand knowledge about nature and mathematics, to interact with them and learn from them. There was a wonderful program at ISC conducted about a couple of years ago, wherein young children were taught about 1 week by not ordinary people, extraordinary scientists, fields medalists, and great people have come and came there and came down to the level of the student and inspired them. So such programs are some add-on programs that students should be aware of. That is where this kind of a portal will come into play. I already saw the portal. There are quite a number of details available there. I'm sure Venkatesh and his team will add quite a bit, to enhance the content. Even social sciences, for example, Tata Institute of Social Sciences has wonderful undergraduate programs. Many children do not know about it. Okay, they have 4 institutions in India, and they conduct quite a number of undergraduate programs in social sciences, culture, humanity, and then they have short workshops. Even people who are not graduates. Okay, why education is not limited for only people who go to the school, right? Education should be given even for the other people. I mean, I was in a class a long time ago, in one of the classes by Leonard Susskind, that was actually for old people. The youngest person in the whole class is, I think, 46-year-old. He was too young to come into the class, actually, I think. So everybody can have, and TASS perhaps organizes small workshops. If you invite them, they will organize workshops in the places nearby. And all these things should be known. Education does not mean that you read only one branch of specialization and say, I won't do anything other than that. The skill you achieve in that branch of specialization, I'm sure, will be applicable in a completely, totally different branch of science. That is the beauty of science altogether. That is the beauty of any field. For example, your knowledge you gain even social sciences can come back and be applicable somewhere else. In mathematics, we teach, for example, a pawn shop guy, a pawn shop owner, the way he conducts his business becomes a kind of a model for queuing theory. It becomes some sort of a starting point for PET CPM in project management. You study in engineering, right? Everything is science. Everything is something that has a chance to learn. What I really like with these kind of informative sites is that they give you first-hand information from people who have the knowledge about it, and you have a chance to interact with those people if possible, and ascertain to your satisfaction what is it that you're choosing, what is the outcome of your learning, where would you go. Inspiration is very important, and knowledge about what is that beyond what you are doing is very, very important. Planning is more important than that content right away. Once you have planned, once you understand the importance of the subject you're learning, I think that makes it all the more necessary that you learn the subject. Okay, you never learn anything because it's sitting there. You learn for a particular desire. You learn because you need it for somewhere else. So knowing the need of what you're learning first, not at the end. Okay, knowing the need of what you're learning first is very important. Maybe you will not be completely confident or expert enough to understand what it is, but in principle I'm very sure it's easy for someone to tell you that this is the outcome of your education. And I believe the internet and such web portals as Edgroom are extremely useful. And I'm happy that on this particular Teachers' Day, Venkatesh and his group has wanted to launch this. I'm happy to be part of this, and I will be more than happy anytime in future you need me to do anything for your portal. I'm more than happy to do that. Thank you very much. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. That's it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Patnaik Garu, for inspiring us. And I'm pretty sure what you said is taken very well. And absolutely, like you said, the outcome of your education is very important. There is abundant opportunities out there, and a platform like this will give the opportunities for the students to explore, to get a first-hand information, and make a better choice. And don't take a side path, or don't take shortcuts, but understand why you're learning and how you're going to apply this in your real world. So, thank you so much for those kind words. And also I want to add, like Patnaik Garu was saying, how kids are inspired. And this is a recent event that happened. Is one of the students, 16-year-old Pune teen, Prathamesh, I'm sure you've heard about this. He was recognized because he captured Jupiter and Saturn on his camera. And if you want, please check it out. It's a very inspiring story by how this teen could do this, achieve this feat. So I'm pretty sure we have so many people who are inspiring us. Thank you again, once again. So as we move on to the next speaker for today, we have Professor Nageswara Rao Garu, who is going to address us for next. Professor Nageswara Rao Garu is the former Vice Chancellor of Andhra University. He served as a Vice Chancellor from July 2016 to July 2019. Professor Rao Garu was conferred with the honorary colonel rank by the President of India. He joined as a faculty in the Department of Inorganic and Analytical Chemistry in 1989 and went on to become a professor in 2008. Professor Nageswara Rao Garu was conferred the State Best Teacher in 2014. He is the author of the book Computer Applications in Chemistry, published by the Himalaya Publishing House. Today, he'll be addressing us on the role of knowledge, skills, and attitude in career building. So at this time, let's welcome Professor Nageswara Rao Garu.
Good evening, everybody. Sri V.V. Lakshminarayana Garu, Dr. Umadhar Patnaik, Sri K.V. Ramana Garu, Mr. Venkatesh Panyam, and Srinivas Akella, parents, students, invitees, and friends. A happy Teachers' Day to all of you. On this auspicious occasion, we are starting a platform to the students who can learn many things out of this Edgroom platform. So on this occasion, I congratulate Mr. Venkatesh Panyam for starting this Edgroom platform, which shall be useful to all the students. And as he was mentioning about his career, although he was reluctant to study masters in physics, he has gone to become one of the best teachers in physics in Visakhapatnam and also in Andhra Pradesh. So that's how sometimes it is the destiny. Although we think that We are not interested in things, but once we take the responsibility, we can become the best. That's what Mr. Venkatesh proved. So on this occasion, I again congratulate him for doing this wonderful thing. This is really useful. Although there are several platforms to students, I think Edgroom exclusively serves the needs of the students. And it is almost personalized. As he mentioned, there are 4 aspects of this Edgroom, and I am sure that this shall be useful to you. So if you look at the role of knowledge, the skills, and attitudes in career building, if you look at the National Education Policy 2020, this National Education Policy 2020 speaks about all these skills, how to acquire knowledge, how to acquire skills, and how we can change our attitudes to suit to our career. All these things are spoken in National Education Policy on the name, the 21st century skills. So the Government of India expects every student who joins a school or college to acquire all these 21st century skills. So let me speak something on these 21st century skills. So this National Education Policy 2020 policy document says that in 21st century skills, there are 3 L's, L, L, L. The first L is learning skills. The second L is literacy skills. And third L is life skills. So anybody who wants to lead a good life in a society need to have all these 3 L's, the learning skills, the literacy skills, and the life skills. And if you look at the learning skills, there are 5 C's in the learning skills. The first C is the curiosity. As you know, any student, unless he or she is curious, one cannot pursue the education. So the first quality any student needs to have is the curiosity in what he is doing. The second is C is critical thinking. And whenever we face a problem, whenever we are posed the problem, how to sort out this problem. So think critically so that you find the best solution. It's not giving the solution, but giving the best solution. So for giving the best solution, we need to have critical thinking. So every student should acquire this quality, this skill, the critical thinking. The third C is creative thinking. And there is little subtle difference between critical thinking and creative thinking. Critical thinking means when you are facing a problem, when you are given a problem, you are inspecting all the elements of the issue, and critically you think about it and try to solve the issue. But when it comes to creative thinking, it's not just critically thinking about the issue. Can you think out of the box? You can be creative in finding solutions. Unlike other lot, you think differently. You think out of the box. So you have creative thinking. So the Government of India under this National Education Policy 2020 expects all the students to acquire this creative thinking. So this is third C. The fourth C is collaboration. Nowadays, as you know, we cannot live in silos. We shall work as teams. Every member in the team is very important. So once we are in team, whether you are the leader or member of the team, we should have the team spirit. So to have this, we should acquire some skills, collaborative skills, working with people, taking the people with you as team leader. So one should have the collaboration skills. And the fifth C is the communication skills. At the end of the day, whatever we may be, however higher education we may have, Unless we have communication skills, we cannot be successful. So the fifth C is the communication skills. So these are the 5 C's in learning skills. The second L is the literacy skills. Literacy skills. So again, there are 3 terms in these literacy skills. I, M, T. I stands for information literacy. M stands for media literacy, and T stands for technology literacy. So nowadays, we have smartphones, we have laptops. So our net is flooded with information. Unless we have some skills, we cannot judge which information is required, which information is genuine. So for this, we need to have information literacy. So we should be aware of the information required to us. My dear student friends, once you have a smartphone, once you go to net, once you go on searching things, you get a lot of knowledge, flood of knowledge. Unless you know where you should go, unless you are clear what information is required, your time shall be wasted. So you need to acquire this information literacy skill. The second one is media literacy. Nowadays, social media, there are many platforms in social media and many more things. Again, we should be judicious in choosing the medium of communication, and also we should be aware of how we are spending our time on this electronic media. So the third skill we need to acquire is media literacy. And the third one is technology literacy. In the second L, the literacy skills, the third one is technology skills. So today, we can't live without a smartphone. And once, because of this pandemic, we have been used to work with our laptops, and we are listening to classes online from our teachers through laptop or smartphone. So unless we are clear about this technology or the gadgets what we are using, probably we may not be in the run for the success. So we need to have technology literacy. And the third L, which is very important for anybody to sustain in this society, is life skills. So under this head, life skills, the NEP 2020 clearly says 5 things are required to anybody to become a successful entrepreneur or teacher or in any profession. And they're called FLIPS. FLIPS. PS. F stands for flexibility and adaptability. My dear friends, I'm speaking about the life skills. So to live in a society, to be a successful person, we need to have these 5 life skills. The first one is flexibility and adaptability. In this present day world, we cannot be rigid. 2 or 3 generations ago, people used to be very rigid. But today, the changing scenario, we cannot be rigid. So we should be flexible because we are working in teams, not individual working on his or on our own. Therefore, one should be flexible to take the ideas from others, to accept them, and adaptability to the situation. This is a first life skill, flexibility and adaptability. The second life skill is leadership. Today, unless you are a leader, you'll be nowhere. So you need to acquire all the leadership skills. This is the second life skill. The third one is initiative. So we should take initiative. Unless we take initiative, we cannot be a successful leader. And whenever we participate, whenever we face interviews, there should be group discussion. So one of the important aspects the employer expects from us in the form of group discussion is, are you taking initiative? Are you able to convince the team? That's how we need to take initiative. whoever speaks first shall be the leader, shall be successful. That's how we need to take initiative. The third quality life skill is to take initiative. The fourth one is productivity. Wherever you are employed, in whatever profession you are, unless you are productive to your employer, your services are productive, nobody needs your services. That's how we should be productive, and the organization should realize that your services are essential. So we should be productive. So one of the life skills is to be productive. And the fifth life skills is social skills. Apart from all these skills, unless you are sociable, after all, human beings are social animals. Unless you are sociable, unless you're able to develop network in the present day world, in the 21st century, you cannot be a successful person in this world. So, my dear student friends, so these are the 21st century skills, and through Venkatesh, I'm speaking to you that one should acquire all these skills. One is the learning skills, second one is literacy skills, and third one is the life skills. So, my dear friends, Mr. Venkatesh has provided a wonderful platform. Make use of it. It is, I congratulate again Venkatesh for doing this wonderful job. And this is a great service to the student community. And I wish him all the best. And I thank Mr. Venkatesh and others for giving this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that inspiring words. And I'm pretty sure the 3 L's, we will definitely remember the 3 L's and also the 5 C's. And I think you rightly put all this together in a very good perspective. And I'm very sure all the students, the parents, and all of us, we're all inspired by your kind words. Thank you. Thank you so much. So at this time, as we move on, we have our guest speaker for the day, Sri Lakshmi Narayan Garu. He is well known. He needs no introduction. So Sri Lakshmi Narayan Garu, as known as JD, is former CVI Joint Director. He belongs to the 1990 batch of Maharashtra cadre IPS officer. He has an MTech degree from IIT Chennai, and he is known for his impact speeches and has interacted with more than 30 lakh youth so far. He is an active member of the Lead India Foundation, which started with the blessings of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He was presented with the Mahatma Gandhi Peace Award by the Maharashtra State Minority Commission for his outstanding work done for maintenance of peace and communal harmony. Today, Sri Lakshmi Narayan Garu will address us on the topic of role of teachers and parents in career development. At this time, Sri Lakshmi Narayan Garu.
Yeah, good evening to one and all. I don't know whether I am audible and visible also.
You are, sir. You're absolutely. Yes, sir.
Hope my connectivity is okay, or do I need
absolutely,
to change
sir.
some this?
You're well audible and you're all set to go.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Venkatesh, for giving me this opportunity. And also, Professor Nageshwar Rao Garu has spoken before me, and he was telling about the qualities which we need to develop for this 21st century, and also with the National Education Policy 2020 coming into the picture. He talked about various credentials or various qualities which you need to develop as students. That's a wonderful thing. I mean, first of all, let me convey my wishes and greetings to all the teachers on the eve of the Teachers' Day. And also all the participants also should know how this Teachers' Day has come up into being, because every country celebrates Teachers' Day on different dates. World or International Teachers' Day is celebrated on October 5th. But whereas in India, we celebrate it on September 5th, that is today. Because Mr. Radhakrishnan, who was the president, who was the first vice president of the country, and subsequently he became the president of this country. During 1962, his students they met Mr. Radhakrishnan and said, "Sir, your birthday is on 5th September. We want to celebrate it as an important day, as a unique day." But what he said is, instead of celebrating it as my birthday, let it be celebrated as the Teachers' Day. So that is how September 5th has become the Teachers' Day for all of us, and it's a great opportunity for us, all of us, to express our gratitude to our teachers and also seek blessings. I don't know how many of you have greeted your parents on Teachers' Day. Usually we think that teachers are people who teach us, maybe in the school and college. But I always say the first teachers are the parents. That's why if you see the culture of India, we say Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atidhi Devo Bhava. This is Indian culture. So we treat mother as God, then Pitru, that is father, and then the teacher, and then the guest, or the Atidhi. And at the same time, we also say Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. So that means the teacher is the embodiment of all these people. So he is the ultimate person in knowledge. So that is the position we give parents as well as the teacher in our culture. So Dr. Kalam always used to say that the parents are the first teachers. Till 15 years of age, he used to say that parents and teacher, your primary school teacher, used to be the role model. So the parents and teacher play a very important in creating the personality of a child. So these are the formidable years in one's life. So if the character is built in these formidable years, that person will definitely create history. So the role of parents and teacher is going to be very, very important in the life of a student. If you take Kabir, Sant Kabir also said, if the God and the teacher appear before you, whom do you bow? He says, I bow to the teacher, because it is only through teacher I realize the importance of God. So teacher plays a very, very important role in our lives. So I mean to say, teachers means parents and the teachers who teach you during your lifetime, maybe in a primary school, maybe in a college, or maybe anywhere. And also, just don't think that only the teachers who teach you are the teachers. If you remain as a student in your life, you can find so many teachers. So from whomever you learn, they become your teachers. Today morning, I visited the plantain market here in Andhra Pradesh. It is in a place called Ravulapalam. There, so many farmers, so many tenant farmers, so many daily wage workers, they all taught me about the banana cultivation or the plantain cultivation. And in a span of about 1 hour, I learned so many things from them. So at the end of my learning, so I spoke to them and I greeted all of them with the Teachers' Day wishes. I conveyed Teachers' Day wishes to all those people. They were surprised. Sir, we are all farmers, but you are addressing us as teachers. But I told them, today I learned so many things from you. So you are my gurus. You are my teachers today. So let us make it very clear. Whoever teaches you or from whom you acquire some knowledge, treat all of them as your gurus. So if you have that approach, you will remain as a student forever. So a student or any person should remain as a student throughout his life. I give you an example of Socrates. Socrates was to be given poison the next day. He was imprisoned and he was given a death sentence. But that night, when he was sitting in his prison, he heard somebody in the next prison room singing a beautiful song. So at late night, Socrates goes and wakes him up and asks him, kindly teach me that song which you are singing. It is so melodious. But that person asks, tomorrow morning you are going to go. I mean, you are going to die. Why do you want to learn? He says, just let me have the satisfaction of learning something new before I die. So this is the type of urge one should have as a student. That is possible. That is possible if you remain as a student forever. Then your learning process will be continuous. Most of us, what we do is the moment we step out of the college, we say that my learning process has completed. Now there is no need for me to learn. Then your growth also stops. If you want to grow as an individual, then remain as a student. Let the child in you remain as a child. So when you are a child, you are very, very happy. Because every day, if you observe a child, the child looks so happy and so pleasant because a child is in the process of learning. So that's why happiness is there. The moment the child in you remains forever, the happiness is also going to be there forever. So my request to all of you is, don't kill the child in you. Let the child in you be always be a child. Then you will be in a happy mood and you will always be in a learning mood. That is how we have to say. Then many people think about what is education. Is education a PhD? Is education a postgraduate degree? Is education is what we learn in schools and colleges? So let us be very clear about education. What Albert Einstein said about education, it attracts me, and I like the definition of education, because if you go to Google and type education, you get so many definitions. But the definition which I like the most is the definition given by Albert Einstein. He says, education is what remains with you after you forget what you have learned in school and college. Whatever you learned in school and college, when you forget everything, maybe I was doing my MTech in IIT, I was a student of REC Warangal, NIT, in BTech. Now I don't remember my subjects like the thermodynamics, maybe the IC engines, maybe the air conditioning. As a mechanical engineer, I learned. But what remains with me are the values which have been inculcated by my parents and also by my teachers. That is what is education. Osama bin Laden was also an engineer. But we remained as an engineer, but what type of values he inculcated? And finally, it's a destructive things what he learned. So that is not education, that is only literacy. So let us make a distinction between literacy and education. Literacy is what you learn in school and colleges. And along with literacy, the values you imbibe or the values you inculcate, this is the real education. So on the eve of Teachers' Day, let us once again remember that the purpose of school education or the college education is not to make you literate, but to make you educate. So that's why if you translate the word literate in Sanskrit, it is called Sakshara. Sakshara is literate. So try to read it from the back or reverse it. It becomes Rakshasa. That means if you remain only a literate, only you become a Rakshasa, you become a Daman. So what we need is, we want educated people in the society and not only literate people. So this education is imparted by the parents and the teachers. So my request to all parents who are attending this program is that your child's performance should just not be measured only in terms of the grades or the marks they secure in the school and college, but it is the character or it is the values which they imbibe when they are at home and when they are at school. That makes the difference. So the responsibility of parents and teacher is very, very essential in making a child educated and not mere, not imparting just literacy. So parents always, because Dr. Kalam used to say, dream big. He always used to say, dreaming low is crime. But many parents thought that they are supposed to dream. So that's why they started dreaming and they started imposing their dreams on the students. But what Dr. Kalam meant was that the dreams have to be dreamt by the students and not by the parents. So my advice to parents is find out the dreams of your children. My advice to teachers is find out the dreams of your students. How best you can help as a parent and how best as a teacher you can help your student to realize those dreams. That is the job of parents and teachers. So that when you start imposing your views on a child, always a resistance will be developed. Suppose if the child wants to realize his dreams, he will actively participate in realization process, and in the process he starts enjoying. It's a human nature. Suppose somebody imposes something on you, you resist and you will not put your 100%. But if you start pursuing your own goal, then you will put all the energy. So this is the role of parents and teacher to find out what the dreams of the student are and make it happen. I met a scientist recently. I asked him, how come you are in this lab and you are doing the experiment so well? The boy said, the scientist said, when I was a child, my parents came to know that I am interested in physics. So immediately what they did is, it was our two-room apartment. So one room they vacated for me and they created a lab for me, physics lab for me. So I used to do experiments in that lab, and that helped me in realizing my dream of becoming a scientist. So this is what the parents are supposed to do. So let us not dream and impose our dreams on or rub our dreams on the children. Let us know the dreams of our child and create an environment, create an atmosphere around in the home and also the teacher in the school, so that he becomes a fully grown up child with his dreams realized, and he becomes a responsible citizen of the nation. That is how we need to understand. This is what they have shown in a film called Three Idiots. I have seen this movie many times. I like that movie because it talks about pursuing what you feel you are competent in. So this is the lesson which the parents have to learn and the teachers have to learn when they. And another important thing what I want to tell is that there are three things which play a very important role in the life of a student. So that is the home, the school, and the temple. So these are the three things. In Telugu, we call it as Illu, Gudi, Badi. So these three things play a very important role in man making or making an individual. So the roles of these three institutions are very, very important. So at home, the parents are the teachers. At school, the teacher is the teacher. At the religious place, it is the priest who is supposed to inculcate these values in the people who come to him. If these three institutions discharge their duties to the best of their abilities, then you see the nation is going to change. Nation is going to change. So this is the type of atmosphere what you need to develop in all this. Then the relation between student and teacher also, it should not be a commercial relations. Many times I have seen students saying that we are paying a fee and the teachers are teaching us. That is not the relation what we expect between a teacher and the taught. The relation is so pious. The relation is so important. The relation makes your life. So that's why the teacher and taught relation, the relationship between a student and the teacher is not just established because of the examinations. That's why when Professor Nageswar Rao sir was mentioning about the national education policy, they always say the Indian education system so far gives more importance to examinations. It is more of rote learning, and it doesn't make the child to have a feeling of it. So they decided to go for multi-dimensional or interdisciplinary learning. All these things they have introduced. Let us hope this new education system which they have introduced is going to bring a lot of changes in the education process. So my submission to all of you is that the teachers and the parents play a very, very important role. And also, let us talk about the greatness of Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan also. Incidentally, he happened to be the Vice Chancellor of Andhra University, Visakhapatnam also. And he is a great scholar. And also, you should read his books, The Philosophy of India. And also, there are so many books written by him. And in fact, he allowed the communist literature to be there in the college libraries also. Because during those days, when he was the Vice Chancellor, somebody was mentioning that the communist literature that is there in the libraries is going to disturb the mindset of the students and it is going to make them militants. But Dr. Radhakrishnan said, a university is a place where a student should be exposed to various schools of thought. So that's why he allowed the every type of literature to be there. And he is also a scholarly person. I mean, the joke is there. Just I want to share with him to tell you about the greatness of Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. So, Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan and Winston Churchill, they had a meeting. And usually the British people have a feeling that Indians do not know English much. So, when they were having a cup of tea, and Winston Churchill serves tea, and he asked Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, do you want to have more sugar? He says no. So then Winston Churchill says, Mr. Radhakrishnan, do you know? Sugar is the only word in English literature or in the vocabulary where SU is called shu. This is the only word wherein U is converts or as H. So that's why it is called sugar. So then Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan smiles and he asks Winston Churchill, are you sure? Are you sure? That means sugar is not the only word in which the SU is pronounced as shu. There is another word, sure, where also SU is pronounced as shu. So this is the knowledge and the wit what Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan had. And that's why on his birth anniversary, we are celebrating it as a Teacher's Day. And see his greatness. His students wanted to celebrate it as a very important day in their lives, but he said, let my birth anniversary or my birthday be celebrated as the Teacher's Day. So the importance he gives to the teaching profession, and teachers are the people. I also started my career as a teacher, and I used to teach when I was in school and college also. And after completing my graduation also, I started my career as a teacher, as a lecturer. I wanted to become a youngest professor in mechanical engineering, but somehow under different circumstances, I switched over to civil services. But whenever I get an opportunity, I don't miss it to visit schools and colleges and interact with the students. So teaching is there in my blood because my mother was also a school teacher. So these teachers can actually change the thinking process of students. And at the same time, the students also should give that type of respect to the teachers also. That's why Dr. Kalam said, if you want to learn or if you want to acquire knowledge, he said there are 4 things which are very important. The first thing is respect your parents. Second thing is respect your teachers. Third thing is make good friendships. Fourth one is read good books. So he said these are the 4 things which are essential if you want to acquire knowledge. So respecting parents and teachers is the first and the foremost. The first and second things are these 2 things. So let us try to acquire knowledge by giving respect to our parents and by respecting our teachers. So there is a lot of responsibility on the parents and also the teachers. So that's why Chanakya said, if you refer Chanakya, he says the parent should give love to the children up to the age of 5 or 6 years. From the 7th year onwards up to 16 years, you have to teach them discipline. After 17 years, you can be with your children like friends. This is how the children have to be brought up according to Chanakya. So, parents who are attending this program, I request you to follow this, because discipline in one's life is very, very important. Nowadays, because of the concept of nuclear families, I mean, the parents and the two children, most of the time they stay at home or they live. Earlier times, because of joint families, there used to be a lot of elderly people who used to look after the conduct of an individual or conduct of a children. But nowadays that has gone. That is leading to a lot of complications. So that's why this particular aspect has to be given a lot of importance by the parents. So parents need to take more responsibility to inculcate discipline. A person without discipline will not be of much use to the society. So inculcating discipline at the important stages of your life, maybe from the years 6 to 16, is very crucial. So when the parents take such a responsibility, then the student becomes the asset of the nation. I always tell the parents, don't give them assets, make them as assets for the nation. Many parents are busy in saving money or buying properties for the children. But that is what I call it as giving assets to the children. That is not your job. The job of parents is to see that the children actually, they become the assets of the nation. So if the nation has to prosper, if the nation has to command great respect in the world, only the individuals or the citizens of that nation can contribute. So our aim should be to bring out the best citizens from our homes. If every parent or if the parents always think that I am going to churn out or I am going to give to the nation a disciplined child, a self-respecting child, and a child with patriotism, or a child who loves the nation and loves the society, and who is confident in making a society a happy place, that type of atmosphere at home or that type of children are definitely going to make the nation great. So on this Teachers' Day, the first teachers, the parents, and the teachers in the school, let us remember that there is a lot of responsibility on our shoulders. And it is not only the marks or the ranks which you earn in school is going to decide the future, but it is the type of people whom you are bringing them out from your four walls of your home or the four walls of the school. They are going to make the difference. So I congratulate Mr. The Edgroom and Mr. Venkatesh for giving me this opportunity to address the parents and the students on this very important day, that is the Teachers' Day. And let us once again remember our responsibilities and let us start grooming process in the right perspective. Don't compare with your child with another child. That is the most of the parents, they keep doing this. They always try to keep comparing with you. So then the children also start comparing you with parents of somebody else. So the comparison is not the job, because each child is gifted. When the God actually sends the children through you to the society, he always has something in his mind. He has something in his mind, and it is through you he is giving it to the society. It is our job to see that the children given by the God become the asset of the society. Then if we can do that process, then the God is going to thank you. So he has gifted the children to you, and in return you can get a return gift from the God also. So let us realize our responsibility and let us make the nation great by our contribution by bringing out the the best children from our homes and from our school. All the best to the parents and also the teachers and also the students who are participating in this wonderful program. Thank you very much. Jai Hind. Bharat Mata ki Jai.
Thank you so much, Jedi Garu. Thank you so much. It was such an inspiration, so inspiring to listen to you. I'm still all the thoughts that you're putting in. I'm just trying to recollect everything. It is, and then like you pointed out, some of the best things I figured out was uh, look for the dreams of the students. Don't impose your dreams on them. I think that's a very very valid point. And also, you said the parent is the first teacher. And absolutely. And a lot of things that you said related with me personally, because when I was growing up, my dad always told me, the biggest gift I'm going to give you is education. Don't expect anything else from me. And rightly you said that that's all the parents can do, the teachers can do, is to support the kids, support the students, and make sure that they groom into individuals who can be responsible and who can build the society and take the leadership forward. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And at this time, we have Mr. Venkatesh Panyam back on the screen, and he will be giving his vote of thanks. So, Mr. Venkatesh Panyam.
Srinivas, am I audible?
Yes, Venkatesh, you're all set to go.
So it was a really wonderful day, sir. JD sir, really you made our day wonderful. And definitely this program is meant for it. So we waited so long for his speech. And definitely you have inspired the people who are attending the show. This was a long journey. It took a lot of efforts to bring this small idea that I got 6 months back into this platform. And for this, a lot of people I need to thank, especially JD గారు. మీకున్న నాకు తెలుసు మిమ్మల్ని చూస్తే చాలా బిజీగా ఉన్నారు చాలా రోజుల నుంచి మీరు. In spite of that, you attended our program. Really, thank you, sir. And నిజంగా ఈరోజు ఈ టీచర్స్ డే రోజు I feel very happy to bring you to this platform because many students need people like you who can guide them into the right paths. బికాస్ మేము రోజు చెప్తాం సార్, మేము కూడా చాలా విషయాలు చెప్తాం టీచర్గా. సో మేము ఎన్ని చెప్పిన ఏంటంటే బయట వ్యక్తులు వచ్చి ఒక ఇన్స్పైరింగ్ పర్సన్ చెప్పినప్పుడు దాని ఇంపాక్ట్ వేరుగా ఉంటుంది సార్. డెఫినెట్లీ మీరు ఆ ఇంపాక్ట్ అయితే ఈరోజు కలిగించారు. ఐ హోప్ ద పర్పస్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ ఈస్ టు బ్రింగ్ సచ్ పీపుల్ అండ్ టు ఎక్స్పోజ్ దెమ్ టు స్టూడెంట్స్ సో దట్ ద స్టూడెంట్స్ కమ్యూనిటీ కెన్ బెనిఫిట్. అండ్ ఇన్ దిస్ ఐ వాంట్ టు కన్వే మై సిన్సియర్ గ్రాటిట్యూడ్ టు లాట్ ఆఫ్ పీపుల్. స్టార్టింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ మై స్టూడెంట్స్. సో ఏం చెప్పినా రెడీగా సార్ మేము ఉన్నాం మీరు చేయండి ముందు. డెఫినెట్లీ ఐ షుడ్ థ్యాంక్ ఆల్ మై స్టూడెంట్స్. రష్మి హూ ఈజ్ ఆల్వేస్ దేర్ ఫర్ మీ, ఏ వీడియో అడిగినా చేసేస్తుంది అమ్మాయి. అలాగే పాట పాడిన కృష్ణప్రియ అయితేనేమి, సరయు, ఉమా, ఐ కెన్ నేమ్ అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ గర్ల్స్, హర్షిత. అలాగే బాయ్స్ ఉన్నారు, మాకు బాయ్స్ అందరు కూడా మధుకర్, శంకర్, ఆల్ దీస్ బాయ్స్. సార్ మీరు మేము ఉన్నాం. కార్తిక్ సార్ మీరు ఎప్పుడైనా మేము రెడీ సార్. So definitely with their support, I could reach this stage. And at the same time, the teachers, the GTS car, the moment I shared this idea, sir, cheyandi chala baaguntundi, meer munduku ellandi మేము ఉన్నాం చెప్పి సపోర్ట్ చేశారు. అనురాధ మేడం ఇమీడియట్ గా అడిగిన వెంటనే ఆర్టికల్స్ రాశారు. And definitely I have a lot of people to thank on this particular platform. And so now I request NR sir, please share your thoughts, sir. NR sir.
Thank you so much, Venkatesh garu. Today is a great day to listen to the great people like JD sir, Professor Nageswara Rao garu, Patnaik garu, Ramana garu. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the very best. And I'm sure and confident to say that it will become a right platform for millions of parents and the students. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the very best.
Thank you, sir. And I request GTS Srinivas garu, please share your thoughts, sir.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you hear? Okay, sir. See, today is a special day in my life because I am participating in the seminar whom I adore a lot in my life, starting with JD sir and VC Nageswar Rao sir and Patnaik sir and Ramana sir. So it's a privilege to me to be in the webinar, and also I was enlightened by the way how JD sir has spoken, because he gave us the definitions of a teacher, how a teacher should be. At the same time, he enlightened parents, students, and everyone. Their way how they have to actually participate and how they have to lead their life, and many aspects with suitable examples and beautiful examples. Sir has explained today's evening. He made a special evening. Definitely, we all have to follow what Mr. JD sir has told us. Through this webinar, if we can make out few students like JD Lakshminarayanan sir, definitely Edgroom's purpose will be served. Thank you one and all for giving me this opportunity.
Yes, sir. Thank you, GTS garu. And definitely, I'm very thankful to Patnaik sir, who has spent a lot of time. Whenever I spoke to him, he says, Venkatesh Chey Nevunan Jepparu. And definitely, all the management of Ascent, all the directors of Ascent, definitely, sir, really, I'm very thankful to you. And I'm very thankful to Ramana garu. Sir, మాట్లాడని చెప్పి చాలా బాగా మాట్లాడారు మీరు. So definitely, you made my day, sir. And JVS garu, are you there? Sir, now I invite Professor Allam Srinivas garu. He is very well wisher for me, and he is the professor at DTU, Delhi University. Srinivas garu. And he is the professor at DTU, Delhi University. Srinivas garu. And he is the professor at DTU, Delhi University. Yeah, yes, brother. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not from Delhi University. I'm from Delhi Technological University, DTU.
And he is the professor at DTU,
Am I
Delhi
audible?
University. Yeah, yes, brother. Yeah, go ahead.
So, at the outset, I want to say my sincere thanks to.
Yeah, yes, brother. Yeah, go ahead. Suna?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, sir, you can go ahead.
So, I want to say my sincere thanks to Venkatesh Panyam for giving me this opportunity to speak few words. Unfortunately, in between, I could not attend for the entire program because of my personal reasons. So, at the end, I joined and I listened to JD Lakshminarayanan garu. See, in education system, especially the students who are coming from villages are facing so many problems. Especially me and Venkatesh brother late Jay Raman, we're all from village, and we struggled a lot to come up in life because we are in lack of guidance, especially, and medium phobia. I studied my BSc also in Telugu medium, and only in MSc I started reading English medium textbooks. So ఏమైనా పెరుగుతనం ఉంటుంది యాక్చువల్గా బయటికి వెళ్ళేసేసి 10 మందితో మాట్లాడాలన్నా నాలెడ్జ్ ఉంటుంది, ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ కెపాసిటీలో కొంత ప్రాబ్లము, ఇంగ్లీష్లో మాట్లాడడంలో తప్పు వస్తాయేమో అని కొంత పెరుగుతనం ఉంటుంది. So these kind of platforms, I think, if they address the problems of the students and motivate the students, villagers especially, students from villages, they are very good in nature. They will have definitely good brains, good hearts. So if you train them, definitely they are going to be useful citizens for the country. Though I am working in Delhi Technological University, which is the country capital, in my institution also, I used to always look for the students who are struggling, who are facing some kind of problems with the language, and who used to come from villages and feel to shy. So I used to take care of such students, and I used to train them. So if you train them, definitely they are going to be useful citizens for the country. So and helped a lot many students. And at the end, when they are leaving the institution successfully, they used to express the words and which are valuable for me. And when our efforts are giving some results like that, I used to feel so happy. Some students they have gone for Stanford after clearing BTech. Few students they got admission for PhD directly in Stanford, famous universities in UK, USA. So, being the teachers, it is our responsibility to groom the students, and I hope this is going to be a good platform for students, maybe from rural area or urban area. This is going to be a good platform. I hope this will serve the purpose of all the kinds of students. And I want to congratulate Venkatesh Panyam for initiating this kind of good platform, which will be highly useful for students. Congratulations, Venkatesh.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I'm really honored to see you in this platform. And yeah, before we conclude, we have few questions for the speakers. Srinivas, now you can take over.
Yeah. Thank you, Venkatesh. We have a few Q&A session. Let's take some questions and let's hear from the experts. So the first question is for Patnaik sir. The question is from K. Ishwar Rao Garu, and he says, "Sir, how do students overcome this pandemic situation?"
I'm sorry, just repeat the question for me once, please.
Yes, sir. The question is, how do students overcome this pandemic situation? What do we do in this situation?
Well, it's something everybody have in mind. Uh, how do we take it really? Is it as some difficult situation or is something advantageous to us? That's how we have to see. I'm sure every day I had to go to the work and spend a lot of time. I had to travel and do things, but now I'm at home. If I have there's plenty of time on me. I can utilize that in a way it is useful for me. I mean, it all depends on. I mean, I read, I do mathematics, for example. There is ample amount of time. Actually, I tell you the truth. With a lot of teaching, I've been very busy, and not able to take enough time to read. But in the last couple of years, I had plenty of time on me. I mean, I learned a lot of things. I took many courses. I think that's what it is. At the same time, it's not so easy as you said. You're stuck at home all the time. So if you can engage yourself with some physical activity, let's say yoga and other things to focus yourself, I think you can utilize this time to enhance your knowledge. If that's what you are, you can even do some kind of a manual work also, which might create something. Some people are painters; they can paint. All sorts of things you can utilize your time. Time is the most precious thing, and you have it at you during the pandemic time. I think you can utilize it very well. That's my answer, sir.
Thank you. Absolutely. I know we're all going through this, Patnagar, and definitely, I think what you said has a lot of weight to it. Is to explore other things that you can do, figure out what else you can do other than just just to worry about it. So stop worrying and start living. Uh, so that's very inspirational. Thank you so much. We also have a question for VC sir. Venkatesh, is VC sir available around?
Nice Nagar, sir, he's there.
Okay. So the question, sir, is how can we motivate ourselves and not be deviated from what we are doing? This is from Vishnuvardhan. I'll repeat the question.
Yeah.
How do we motivate ourselves and not get deviated from what we are doing?
Yes. Mr. Harshvardhan, the thing is, I mentioned one thing in my speech, the curiosity. If you're curious, you'll be interested in learning things. So that makes you focused. So have curiosity in what you do. There's a saying, if you don't get what you like what you get. So once you start liking what you get, you'll be focused and you'll progress and you'll reach the pinnacle. There's no doubt about it. The only thing is, every day, every minute, you should think about what your goal is. Am I going in the right path? Am I reaching my goal? And how I'm progressing? If you can self-assess yourself, I'm sure you'll be self-motivated because you have a goal. That goal motivates you, not your friends, not your teachers. That goal motivates you. And once you have a goal, you have motivation, and naturally you'll have focus and you will be successful. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you so much, sir. So just focus on your goals, and I'm pretty sure you can go from there. Uh, the next question is for Ramana Garu. Sir, the question is from Ramachandra Rao Garu. He says, how can we enable students with self-employment to come up with their own ideas and have or do their own small scale industries? There are so many startup companies coming around. So how do we help or encourage students to go with this?
ఒకసారి చెప్పండి సార్ మళ్ళీ.
Yeah, the question is, how do we help students with self-employment opportunities and to have them bring up their ideas and start their own small scale industries?
నవేడేస్ చాలా వ్యాస్ట్గా అవకాశాలు ఎక్కువ ఉన్నాయి సార్ సొసైటీలో. అయితే డెఫినెట్గా అవి పిల్లల్ని మనం ఎంకరేజ్ చేయగలిగితే, పేరెంట్స్ ఎంకరేజ్ చేయగలిగితే డెఫినెట్గా స్మాల్ కేస్ ఇండస్ట్రీస్ అనేది ఇప్పుడు బాగా నీడ్ కూడా సొసైటీకి కూడా. సెల్ఫ్ ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ కానీ అవి కానీ చాలా ఇంపార్టెంటే. డెఫినెట్గా వాటిని మనం ఎంకరేజ్ చేయొచ్చండి. గవర్నమెంట్ ఆల్సో ఎంకరేజ్ ద స్మాల్ స్కేల్, కాబట్టి డెఫినెట్గా మనం చేయగలుగుతామండి.
షూర్ అండి, తప్పకుండా. ఐ జస్ట్ వాంట్ టు షేర్, నేను ఇక్కడ ఒక పబ్లిక్ స్కూల్లో పనిచేస్తాను నేను. సో హై స్కూల్, విత్ ఇన్ ద హై స్కూల్ వీ హ్యావ్ అ కోర్స్ కాల్డ్ ఎంటర్‌ప్రెన్యూర్‌షిప్. So the students who are interested in learning about leadership and in learning about entrepreneurship, they take this course, and they get enough guidance. The local community, businesses, they're all involved in the school system. So they all come together and they help the kids. They give them the opportunity to see what they would like to do. Thank you, sir. This question is for Venkatesh. The question is, how would you bridge the gap between parents, students, and teachers through Edgroom?
Okay. Yeah, indeed, that's a nice question, Remas. So, in the beginning, I thought of saying this, I forgot. So, ikkada చాలా మందికి ఇది ఒక మెయిన్ రీజన్, ఈ ఎడ్రూమ్కి ఒక రీజన్ ఏంటంటే, సో వెన్ స్టూడెంట్ సేస్, డాడీ నేను మమ్మీ ఐ వాంట్ గో టు ఫర్ సైకాలజీ, ఎంఎస్సీ సైకాలజీ, పేరెంట్స్ వెంటనే చాలా మంది ఏం చేస్తారంటే వాడిని ఐడియా సర్ప్రైజ్ చేసేస్తారు. ఎవరో చెప్పారు సైకాలజీ తీసుకొని చెప్పి దానికి ఏం జాబ్స్ లేవంటారు, బికాస్ వాళ్ళకి దాన్ని నాలెడ్జ్ లేదు కాబట్టి. సో ఇంకొకసారి ఏమవుతుంటే పేరెంట్ వాళ్ళ పిల్లల మీద నమ్మకంతో వాళ్ళు ఏదంటే ఓకే అనేస్తారు. ఇవి రెండు ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అంటే ల్యాక్ ఆఫ్ నాలెడ్జ్. ఒకవేళ పేరెంట్ కూడా సైకాలజీలో ఆపర్చునిటీ చాలా ఉంటాయనే విషయం క్లారిటీ ఉంటే డెఫినెట్ గా దిల్ సపోర్ట్ అండ్ దిల్ బి హ్యాపీ. రెండోది ఏంటంటే ఒకవేళ వాళ్ళ పిల్లలు చెప్పేది నిజంగా దాని మీద హోప్ పేరెంట్ ఉంటుంది, ఎంకరేజ్. సో దర్ ఇస్ అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ గ్యాప్ బిట్వీన్ ద పేరెంట్స్ అండ్ ద స్టూడెంట్స్. అండ్ డెఫినెట్లీ త్రూ దిస్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ వీ వాంట్ టు ఎంకరేజ్ పేరెంట్స్ టు బి అ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ దేర్ చిల్డ్రన్స్ కెరియర్. సో పేరెంట్స్ కూడా మనం ఇన్వాల్వ్ చేయడం వల్ల ఏమవుతుందంటే, ఈ వెబినార్ లాంటి విన్నప్పుడు ఏంటంటే ఇన్ని ఆపర్చునిటీస్ ఉన్నాయి, సో మా అబ్బాయికి దీని గురించి నేను భయపడక్కర్లేదు, వాడికి ఒకవేళ ఎంసెట్ ర్యాంక్ రాకపోయినా ఇంకొకటి రాకపోయినా ప్రాబ్లం లేదు, చాలా ఆప్షన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. పేరెంట్కి భరోసా ఉన్నప్పుడు అంటే వాళ్ళు హ్యాపీగా ఉంటారు. ఇప్పుడు ఈ జనరేషన్ లో పిల్లల కంటే పేరెంట్స్ ఎక్కువ టెన్షన్ పడుతున్నారు. దానికి చాలా కారణాలు ఉంటాయి. సొసైటల్ కారణం ఉండొచ్చు, ఆ పీర్ ప్రెజర్ ఉండొచ్చు, దర్ ఇస్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ రిలేషన్స్ ఫర్ ఇట్. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం సమ్ ఆఫ్ ద టీచర్స్ ఈవెన్ దో వెన్ ద స్టూడెంట్స్, మమ్మల్ని కూడా చాలా మంది అడుగుతారు, సార్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ లో ఏ బ్రాంచ్ బెటర్ గా ఉంటుందని చెప్పి నన్ను ఎవరు అడుగుతూ ఉంటారు పిల్లలు. బట్ అన్ఫార్చునేట్లీ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ద రైట్ పర్సన్ టు ఆన్సర్ ఇట్. కానీ వాడికి ఏదో ఆన్సర్ చెప్పాలి. సో నేను రీసెర్చ్ చేసి చెప్తే పర్లేదు, నేను ఏదో చెప్పాలి కాబట్టి పర్లేదురా కంప్యూటర్ సైన్స్ జాయిన్ అయిపోతే, బికాస్ దే బిలీవర్స్, టీచర్లు ఏం చెప్తే అదే నమ్ముతారు. సేమ్ థింగ్ హ్యాపెన్ స్కూల్ ఆల్సో. టీచర్లు వాళ్ళు అడుగుతారు, సార్ ఎంపీసీ తీసుకుంటే బెటరా, బైపీసీ అంటే చాలా మంది టీచర్ సలహా ఏంటంటే, నీకు మ్యాథ్స్ బాగా వస్తే ఎంపీసీకి వెళ్ళిపో, అరే నువ్వు మ్యాథ్స్ అస్సలు చేయట్లేదు, నువ్వు ఎంపీసీకి వెళ్ళండి చాలా ఇబ్బంది పడిపోతావు, బయాలజీ అయితే బెటర్ అని చెప్తారు. సో వాళ్ళు అలా కాకుండా నువ్వు ఇంకొద్ది మ్యాథ్స్ నేర్చుకో బెటర్గా ఉంటుంది, ఆపర్చునిటీస్ బెటర్గా ఉంటాయని ఎవరు చెప్పట్లేదు. సో డెఫినెట్ గా ల్యాక్ ఆఫ్ అవేర్నెస్ అనేది ఎక్కువగా ఉంది. సో వీ వాంట్ ఇన్వాల్వ్ బోత్ ద పేరెంట్స్ అండ్ టీచర్స్ ఇన్ దిస్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ త్రూ లాట్ ఆఫ్ వెబినార్స్ సో దట్ దే కెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్. వాళ్ళు కూడా టీచర్స్ ఒకసారి ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మనకు ఈ ఎడ్బైట్స్ లో జస్ట్ ఇఫ్ యూ టైప్ లా విల్ గెట్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ కోర్సెస్ రిలేటెడ్ టు లా, కమ్యూనికేషన్స్ బోర్డ్ కోర్సెస్ ఉంటాయి. మనం ఎప్పుడైతే అవేర్నెస్ మనకు ఉంటుందో మనం హ్యాపీగా ఉండొచ్చు. అండ్ డెఫినెట్ గా స్టూడెంట్స్ కూడా వాళ్ళు చేసే దాని మీద కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ ఉంటుంది. అండ్ డెఫినెట్ గా వీ కెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్. రీసెంట్ గా ఒక స్టూడెంట్ ఇప్పుడు సెకండ్ ఇయర్ లో ఉన్నాడు, అబ్బాయి చెప్పాడు, సార్ గేమింగ్ లో చాలా డబ్బులు వచ్చేస్తాయి సార్. నేను చెప్పాను, ఎవడో చెప్పాడు, నాకు తెలియదు దాని గురించి. సో ఐ బ్లంట్లీ అపోజిట్. సో నిజంగా వారు చెప్పింది నాకు అర్థమైంది అనుకోండి, డెఫినెట్లీ ఐఎమ్ ఎంకరేజింగ్. సో డెఫినెట్ గా ల్యాక్ ఆఫ్ నాలెడ్జ్ సమ్ టైమ్స్ ఏం చేస్తుంది, వి కిల్ ద డ్రీమ్స్ ఆఫ్ ద స్టూడెంట్స్. అండ్ ఎంతసేపు ట్రెడిషనల్ కోర్సెస్ వైపు మేము డ్రైవ్ చేస్తాం. సో డెఫినెట్లీ Edgroom is an answer for both the students as well as the parents. We want to give more emphasis to the parents. That's the reason I request all the parents who are watching this webinar, please register in the webinar and you can see the articles. అండ్ మీ పిల్లల పనికి వచ్చే ఆర్టికల్స్ మీరు సేవ్ చేసి పెట్టుకోండి, ప్రింట్ తీసి పెట్టుకోండి, అసలు ముందు మీరు చదవండి. డెఫినెట్ గా మీకు కూడా వాళ్ళతో పాటు అవేర్నెస్ వస్తుంది. డెఫినెట్ గా యు ఆల్ బి హ్యాపీ. శ్రీనివాస్.
Thank you, Venkatesh. Thank you so much. And we thank all the panelists, everyone present here today. And I think this was a wonderful session. So at this time, we'll do the conclusion remarks by Venkatesh.
Yeah. So again, I thank all the chief guests and Patnaik sir, JD sir, and especially Ramana garu and Nageswar garu. సో మీరందరూ కూడా చాలా ఓపిక్ గా మిమ్మల్ని ఇబ్బంది పెట్టాను సార్, ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఒక 2 hours కూర్చోపెట్టాను మిమ్మల్ని. సో నన్ను తప్పుగా అనుకోకండి. అండ్ డెఫినెట్ గా మీలాంటి పెద్దవాళ్ళని వాళ్ళ మాటలు వింటే చాలా మంది పిల్లలు చాలా హ్యాపీ ఫీల్ అవుతారు. అండ్ డెఫినెట్లీ ఐ థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్ ఫర్ కమింగ్ అండ్ షేరింగ్ యువర్ ఐడియాస్. అండ్ ఐ థ్యాంక్ శ్రీనివాస్ ఆకల్లా, మీకు లాస్ట్ మినిట్ లో చెప్పిన చాలా బాగా చేసే ప్రోగ్రామ్. అండ్ శ్రీనివాస్ ఇస్ మై బెస్ట్ ఫ్రెండ్. We just informed me 2 days back. He has to organize the function. He did a very good job. And Vishwanath, who is behind the curtain, is doing excellent job for all the technical support he's doing. And he is the man behind this technology, Vishwanath Gangavaram. And I thank my friend Haribabu, who is always with me, and all my students, teachers, and assistant directors who are encouraging my dream. I thank you one and all. And even for all the participants who registered, and from last 1 week I am just sending messages, videos, every day one. They paid me everything. Thank you one and all for wonderful time. Thank you sir. Thank you.
Thank you sir.
Thank you everyone. Thank you sir.
This is the end of the session.
That concludes the session.